So, we are here with Brian Wolf, creator of Tiny Sword Tactics. And I'm here to play test it with him. Tell us a little bit about it.
Sure. So Tiny Swords Tactics is actually my second tabletop game. It's a spinoff of my first card game, Tiny Swords, which was a little pocket-sized card fighter. So this game, all of the swords themes that I did in the first game got turned into teams of monsters and team captains. And all of these teams are represented by these tiles, and they're all fighting over this, the heart of the battle. And players are using their tiles to stay connected to the heart and push their friends' tiles off the table edge. So the last team standing on the table wins the heart and wins the game. So let's talk a little bit about the tiles first.
Okay.
So these tiles, for example, so you're going to be playing with these spooky teams. If you want to show the backs as well.
Spooky.
So you want to show the back of the tile. Each of those has their own little icon. So every tile in Tiny Swords Tactics is either a monster or a captain. If you want to show what the captain looks like, got a fancy border right there. So in Tiny Swords Tactics, a team is eliminated from the game, and either the captain is eliminated or all 5 of the team's monsters are eliminated. So every team gets their own unique set of monsters. This, for example, is the Spooky Knight, one of the Spooky Team's monsters. And every tile of every one of these has 3 things. They've got that icon in the center that shows what team they belong to, the same as on the back. They've got their speed down on the bottom left, and then their fighting type on the right. So during the game, players can move their tiles using that number right there to move that many spaces, and they can fight other tiles, and they can be effective or super effective against types when they're strong and weak based on their rock, paper, or scissors type. So what's going to happen first, though, is that you and I are going to take turns placing the tiles down, connecting to the heart. So as long as a tile can connect itself via tiles touching sides to the heart, they're safe. But if any of those tiles get disconnected, say even by corners, they're in danger. And if by the end of your turn a tile is completely disconnected from the heart, they're gone. And they never come back.
They never
Not even the ghosts?
back.
The ghosts are double dead. So during the game, players are actually going to be sliding tiles around. But a tile that's face down, that has this little border like around here, can't be moved by other tiles, so you can create walls. For our purposes, let's go ahead and we can do, let's say, 2 tiles face down.
2 tiles. Oh, is there a limit? Okay.
I like to do that just because there's always a limit. You need to have at least 2 tiles face up by the end of your turn to prevent players from walling up all of their characters, since tiles that are face down can't be moved or fought by other characters.
Okay.
But for our purposes, if we're doing a full game, then we should do, let's say, 2 tiles.
2 tiles face down.
Yes, up to 2 tiles, and you can do those in any order you like.
And I have another question.
Sure.
If I place a tile face down, do you get to see what's on the other side?
I do not.
Okay.
But you are allowed to look at your own face down tiles. So we've got all 6 tiles down now.
Okay, yeah.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and actually, because I'm going second, we'll talk a little bit about actions now. So I'm going to get what's called a bonus token, which means I'm going to get to take an extra action during my turn. During your turn, you're going to take actions. So for our purposes, we're going to focus on the 3 basic actions. So these are called flip, move, and fight. So during your turn, you can move a character, you can fight with them, or you can flip the tile over, one of your tiles over. So say, for example, during your turn, you wanted to choose a character to move. You could pick, say, this character right here, and move them up to 2 spaces, and that could go up, down, left, and right.
Okay.
And that can go, as long as you're not moving in diagonals, you can go up and down and as any way you like, and you can go up to that number on the tile. So this character can go at a max 2 spaces. This one right here has a speed of 1, so it can only go 1 space at a time. And the captain likewise has a 3, so they can go up to 3 spaces at a time. And as long as they don't push any of these face-down tiles, they can move all face-up tiles in their path.
Okay.
So say, for example, if this captain moved right here, then you could actually, well, you're actually kind of trapped, because you wouldn't be able to move any of these characters.
Yeah.
But you could move this character, for example, and push these out of the way.
Alright, alright. So I can't, so if I wanted to move, I can't move my captain, but I can move either one of these 3.
Yes.
I can flip one of these 2.
And flipping a tile basically changes whether or not it acts as a wall or if you can take actions with it. So a tile that's face down cannot move or fight, but it also can't be moved or fought by other players.
Okay, and what happens if I say attack this way?
Sure. So let's talk about fighting first.
Okay.
So we can talk a little about that. So the idea is that Tiny Sword's tactics in the many iterations that's become is basically a turn-based tabletop version of Super Smash Brothers. So every time you hit somebody, they get thrown a certain number of spaces, and that's based on the number of these damage tokens that accumulate on top of the tile. So say, for example, you attack me, you add a token, and that character now goes 1 space for every token it's gained so far. So it just has the 1, so it would go 1 space. Now let's say that this character was in here. This character would be pushed 1 space away. But we have that wall there, right? And walls can't be moved. So what we do is instead that character crashes into the wall. So imagine punching a character, they go flying, and then they get stopped by the wall and they hit and they smack into it. So they start taking extra damage. Now the one catch is that every time you attack somebody, you get to add a certain number of damage tokens based on your rock, paper, scissors type and theirs. So in our example, we're looking at Spooky Captain fighting Sweet Buzzard Sr. And in this case, Spooky Captain has a rock type, and Sweet Buzzard Sr. has a paper type. So Spooky Captain is actually at a disadvantage. So Spooky Captain always gets to add 1 token, but because Spooky is fighting a fight type that is weak, that they're weak against, they also get 1 token on them as well.
Okay, okay.
So now we've added the tokens, then we push it away. So we would push this character 1 space, except it hits the wall, so it crashes. So we add 1 token of damage to show that it's hit the wall, and then we flip this tile face up. Ooh. And now this tile can be moved, just like any of the others that are face up.
Okay, okay.
So all of that was just 1 action. So you still have a second action to take on your turn.
Okay. But you're hitting my cat, or I'm hitting myself actually. So that doesn't seem like a good idea. So maybe
you need to move somebody out of the way.
Yeah.
Fight again.
Oh, should we fight again?
Well, what does the peanut gallery say?
Yeah.
Do you want blood?
Yeah.
Do you want tiny, adorable blood?
Okay, so the goal in this game is to try to knock people off the board. So let's get let's push this guy this way. So I think I'm going to attack this way and try to push you off the board.
Okay, that's fair. So you're going to attack. So you've got your attacker has a paper type, and the defender has paper type as well. So they're going to be neutral. So you're going to add just 1 token. So you would have 1, 2, 3 tokens, and now you get to push that character 1, 2, 3 spaces away.
1, 2, 3, right on the edge.
Right on the edge.
Almost.
So it is right there. It's almost there, but it is disconnected now. So because I can't draw a line of tiles from it to the heart, it is now effectively disconnected from the battle. And if I don't bring this character back by the end of my turn, it'll get sad and leave and get bored.
Okay, and then my turn's over.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, because you've taken 2 actions, that's the end of your turn, it's the start of mine now. So, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and do that with my Sweet Buzzard, but I'm going to move it over here, so it's a little safer. And then I'm going to... Oh, actually, I know exactly what I should do. So I'm going to move my Sweet Buzzard Jr., and this has a speed of 1, so I can move it just 1 space over. And then I'm going to use my bonus action to take a 3rd action on my turn, and I get to fight Spooky Captain. So we talked about, so right now we've done 2 fights so far, one where you're weak against somebody, one where your type is the same as theirs. But what happens if your type is super strong against somebody? Well, you get to add 2 tokens to them. So I get to attack because I have paper and you have rock. I get to add 2 damage tokens.
He's going for the captain. He's going for the blood.
Yep. And because it hits a wall, it immediately crashes, so it gets a 4th damage token, flipping over this tile. So if I hit you again during my next turn, I can throw you at least 5 spaces away.
That's not good for me.
What happens if you flip over your captain with all those tokens on it?
They're all gone. So the only way to get rid of damage tokens is to flip your tile over. You won't be able to take any more actions, but you will be able to heal that character.
Cool.
You'll need to take another action in order to bring them back, and you can't end your turn without at least 2 tiles face up.
Okay.
But than that, you can flip down more of your tiles and then flip them back up later.
What happens if you... Can you clash on the heart?
You can crash another tile into the heart, yes. The heart has different rules, though. If you actually look at the bottom of the tile here. So the heart actually has special instructions, which is that every time you flip this tile over, you flip this back down at the end of your turn. So the heart can actually be moved, but since moving the heart changes the entire course of the game, it's a very powerful ability, so it can only stay face up for a limited amount of time.
Okay. Alright. So, well, let's try that. Okay. I can clash into it this way.
So you're going to fight somebody?
I can fight my own guy.
Mm-hmm. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at the types. So that's scissors versus paper, right?
Right.
So you get to add 2 damage tokens to that character. So go ahead and put 2 on
2.
there.
This is a very odd tactic I'm going with. Tactics is the name of the game, though.
Mm-hmm. Very much.
Alright.
So now that character crashes in the hearts. You add a 3rd token first.
Okay, 3rd token.
Yep. And now you flip that tile over.
Okay.
So now this tile is going to stay face up until the end of your turn.
Alright. And so on my turn I can push, I can move, so let's move it down this way maybe.
Yep. So that character can move, this one you're pushing right now can move up to 2 spaces. So you can stop at 1 or you can go a 2nd space.
Let's see. What happens if characters are diagonally connected like this?
So if they are, well, first of all,
actually no, they're not diagonal.
Yep, everybody is actually connected in a proper line.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's say, let's just grab one of these characters and say that they were diagonally connected like this. So this character is still touching the heart, but they're basically hanging on by a thread. So in that case, if a tile ends their turn like loosely connected, they actually start taking damage. So they won't get thrown away like you do if you fight somebody, but they start taking damage and become a more juicy target. And a tile that's flipped face down, that's diagonally connected, is immediately removed.
Oh.
So you need to keep your tiles...
Can't keep the walls on the edge.
Exactly.
Okay.
But that's the end of your turn, yes?
Yeah, that's my 2 actions.
So that tile is going to go back down. So now he has moved the heart effectively way outside of my range, so now I'm on the defensive, and now I have to figure out a way to move stuff without disrupting my characters. So, the good news is this actually works in my favor.
Uh-oh. He was planning for this.
He knew your moves before even you did. He's the game master.
Can't beat the game master.
Just as planned.
So, in this case, I'm going to go with Sweet Buzzard Jr., move them just 1 more space over, and then I'm going to fight you again. And now I get to add 2 more tokens. Now, there is no limit on how many of these tokens you can put on this. So let's see, let's just count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Ooh.
6 tokens, which means it is going to go 6 spaces. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Just barely. It can balance on the edge, right?
That is very precarious.
Nope.
You just gave him your captain.
He sunk my battle captain.
And that's game.
And that's game, yeah.
Good game.
Yeah, nice design. I like that it actually uses the table itself as the board.
Let's talk about the tablecloth first, actually, because this is actually something that I made specifically for the Kickstarter. And this Kickstarter tablecloth I made is sort of a special game board, but it actually doesn't even need this. The thing that I actually made with the game actually comes with these little chipboard rulers. So the idea is that you can use these as spacers. So if a character, say, gets knocked away from the heart of the battle, you can use these to figure out, okay, like it's this many spaces away. All the way
How
out.
far is 1 square?
So 1 square is about 2 1/3 inches, but the idea is that it's a weird format, but it works for printing.
How's that in
purposes.
metric?
Game over.
I'm kidding. Okay. All right. I enjoyed this thoroughly. I think I might actually have to contribute to your Kickstarter.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
I'm not gonna do it.
It's your show.
It's my show, but I'm not gonna do it.
Anyway. Okay. Ready? You gotta do it too.
I'm going.
Okay. Ready? Okay. IXO.
See you later.